Welcome back, sports fans, to another edition of the Breath of Fresh Air webcast on YouTube. I am Charles Taylor, and I got Patrick Brackett with me to discuss everything sports. Say what's up, Patrick.
What's up, everybody?
All right. Well, let's get started, Patrick. We have a few things to catch up on because it's been a while since we've done a webcast. A couple weeks, I guess. So,
dude, it's been about a week.
All right. So not too long. But if you guys have been following us on Facebook, we have been paying attention to the NFL playoffs. And as you know, if you looked at Facebook as well, you saw that Patrick and I both had the Falcons and the Patriots winning these games. Lo and behold, that's what we have. So let's start with the NFC Championship game, Patrick. And and we have the Atlanta Falcons, who defeated the Green Bay Packers 44-21 on Sunday. And they are going to their second Super Bowl, their first since 1998, when they lost to the Denver Broncos. So, sorry, Patrick, I know that's a bad thought for you because you are an Atlanta Falcons fan. And before we dive into the analysis of the game, Patrick, I have to give you the time to go ahead and represent your team and also clear the air on a few things based on your prediction from earlier this season. Floor is yours.
Okay. So as everybody knows, if you've been paying attention to the webcast, I did pick my preseason picks for the Super Bowl was Green Bay versus New England. I almost got that right, just so everybody knows, okay? Just so you know. But the one chance that me and Charles always will give each other is a chance to root for our own team. So, as you know, Charles is a San Francisco 49er fan. If he was put in the same situation, it's the only time we cut each other some slack, because other than that, we normally hold each other to the prediction that we had. So, since Atlanta had a good year, Charles allowed me to pick my team. It still was hard because I want to stay true to myself, but hell with all of that, dog. My team's going to the Super Bowl, so I'm good. With the game going on, as far as Green Bay and Atlanta, Atlanta just had a great offensive game plan. I mean, Jesus, they scored on 6 of 9 possessions. Offensive and defensively, they pressured Aaron Rodgers into a lot of passes, made him roll out to his right and his left, which honestly doesn't really matter because Aaron Rodgers can throw some of the craziest throws I've ever seen in my entire freaking life. I mean,
frozen ropes rolling out to his left.
How do you throw a football like that? You're rolling out to your left, you're right-handed, you plant your right foot awkwardly nonetheless, and throw it 50 yards down the field for a strike. I mean, this is not that Brett Favre stuff. Oh, interception. No, he was like, no. I'm still, dude, we were up 31-0, and I was still yelling about that crap. I don't count Aaron Rodgers out at all, dude, ever. And Skip Bayless, all that crap he was saying about Aaron Rodgers, and he's an overhyped quarterback. Shut up, dude. You suck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fanatic idiot, dude. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Skip Bayless. But dude, come on. No. This is the same dude that roots for Tony Romo saying, "Oh, he's going to take us to the ship." If you look.
Yeah.
Come on. Anyway, I'm still not going to tell you. I think Matt Ryan is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers because he's not. Aaron Rodgers is the best in the game. Personal opinion. His stats just show it. And when you're 20 people down, literally 20 people down on your team, and you still take your team to an NFC chance for an NFC championship, that's pretty good. So I wanted to say kudos for the Green Bay Packers for going as far as they did. And I'll tell you, much respect for the players of Jordy Nelson, Adams, and the other dude, I can't think of his name, the number 22, the running back.
Well, you got Christian Michael, Ty Montgomery. Those are the main running backs. The fullback,
Rapitsky, him. I mean, he's got a sore shoulder and he still showed up. Jordy Nelson, broken ribs, and he still showed up. Adams, I mean, I think he had a pulled hamstring and his knee was sprained and he still played. So much respect to those players, man. A lot of heart for that team in Green Bay. They have nothing to be ashamed of to go up against a team that was almost at full health. I mean, literally, Atlanta's only missing like one player. And don't get me wrong, it was a good game. I think it could have been a better game, but with all those injuries, Green Bay just didn't have what it takes to beat that Atlanta team that Sunday. So I'm happy. We're going to the Super Bowl. It's the way the game's played. Mason Crosby, bro, you gotta hit your field goals. Other than that, Atlanta they played on all 20 cylinders. So not much to say about the game, man. It's just Atlanta had a better game and less injuries. They were just a better team Sunday.
Yeah. I guess looking back on it, seeing how Atlanta has been rolling, they've been rolling on offense all year. Matt Ryan is definitely a favorite for the MVP, if not the favorite for the MVP. And this was before the playoffs, actually. I mean, now what he's done in the playoffs has been ridiculous. The man has thrown 730 yards in the 2 games they have played. 5 touchdowns yesterday, 4 throwing, 1 rushing. Atlanta, you knew Atlanta was going to put up some points in this game. The thing with Green Bay is if they were going to be close in this game, they had to have a lot of things go their way. They had to find a way to cause turnovers. And when they got the chance to score, they had to score. You mentioned the Mason Crosby field goal. That happened when it was 7-0. That set them back. Then it was 10-0. Green Bay was driving. Rapitsky, the running back, had the fumble between the 10 and 5 yard line. That set them back. The defense had a couple of chances.
17-0.
The defense had a couple of chances to make some plays as well. Couldn't come out with the interception. Those things had to go Green Bay's way if they were going to have a chance to win the game. They did not, and you got the result you got. Atlanta just continued to roll. Julio Jones catching, I believe, with 2 touchdowns, just being a beast. Those running backs, Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. I almost said Devin Coleman. Yeah, I almost got him. But no, Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman, probably, if not one of the best 1-2 punches. If not the best 1-2 punch in the backfield, definitely one of the best. And everything is just rolling for Atlanta. So yes, I don't have too much really to say about the game other than Atlanta was the better team. They were the better team. Too much for Aaron Rodgers to overcome. I mean, he can overcome a lot, but when you have a machine, and also got to give Atlanta's defense credit too. They put a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers, and they have improved throughout the year. A lot of people thought with Atlanta this could be the weak spot of the team. It's not as strong as the offense is, but if the defense is improving and they're getting a consistent pass rush. I mean, Vic Beasley is the leading sacker this year. A lot of people did not know that, but he led the league in sacks. So you get that pressure with that offense putting up points, going to be hard to beat Atlanta, even for a team like New England. So if you're done, Patrick, then we can move on and talk about the AFC Championship game because I'm upset with how the Steelers played in this. But do you have anything to add before?
No, I'm good. I'm just happy Atlanta's going to the Super Bowl.
I'm right. Cool. I'm surprised you didn't wear an Atlanta Falcons shirt or jersey for this webcast tonight.
Representing business today, baby.
Okay, all right. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Well, well, Patrick, let's move on to that AFC Championship game. And as we mentioned, the New England Patriots, they defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 36-17 in this game. Now, Patrick, New England, you know what they're gonna do. New England is probably 9 times out of 10 the best prepared team, and they make the game simple with the way they approach it.
Mm-hmm.
They're game specific. So depending on who they're playing, that's the plan they're going to have. But regardless of how that is or who they play, they're going to play to their strengths and diagnose the weaknesses on your team, along with taking away your team's best player. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, that player has been Le'Veon Bell. He did get hurt. He messed his growing up. But even before he went out, he had 6 carries for 20 yards. That's not a little bit more than 3 yards a carry. So chances are New England wasn't going to let him get loose anyway. So it was going to be on Big Ben Roethlisberger to put some yardage up. Well, they were going to take away Antonio Brown too, and they took away him. No explosive plays. And then he had to go to other people, Eli Rogers, the tight end James, and they just weren't going to be able to make those plays consistently. So New England did what they did, or they do what they do. We know what to expect from New England. Pittsburgh came in there scared, Patrick. The Houston Texans had a better defensive game plan than what Pittsburgh came with. Houston at least got pressure on Tom Brady. They at least sacked him. They at least forced some turnovers. Pittsburgh rushed 3 people consistently and sat in a zone. You can't play zone against Tom Brady like that. You have to bring some type of inside pressure, some sort of inside pressure to get him off that spot. If you're not going to do that, then you're going to get what you saw yesterday, dissection. We might as well have been in the science lab yesterday because that's what we were watching. Pittsburgh's defense got carved up and they let it happen. And all I kept on hearing was, or in sports talk radio and the channels, television, all I kept on hearing was, oh, well, Pittsburgh didn't have the personnel to match up. Well, you're the coach, right? You know, if you're Mike Tomlin, your job is to put your players in the best spot to win football games. That did not happen yesterday. I don't care what personnel you have. You know what you need to do. You know what you're going up against. You should be able to dissect that. You should be able to put a plan together where you can get some pressure. And how much money do these players make? They're professional players. Earn it. Earn your money. And it's the AFC Championship game. Earn your money. The coaching for Pittsburgh was awful on defense. It was awful. So that, to me, that's on coaching. You know what you have to do. This is not the first time you played against Tom Brady. You know what he's doing out there. Devise a plan to help that out. And the zone defense, apparently, that wasn't working. So change some stuff up. New England does it. And one more thing, Patrick, before I don't want to go on any rants here, even though it sounds like I'm going on a rant. I appreciate you being patient with me. But but answer me these questions, Patrick. New England has been good for how long now?
Better part of almost 20 years, dude.
Okay. And has New England always had the best players to work with every time?
Nope.
But
year about 4 years ago. It was a year or 4 years ago. Tom Brady had no wide receivers, and he still led the league in passing.
Exactly. And what are the constants? Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Those are the 2 constants.
That's about it.
So if Bill Belichick can adjust game to game with all the changes in personnel that he has gone through over the last decade and a half, you mean to tell me no other coach can do that? Nope, not good enough. Not good enough.
My turn.
Yes, I'm sorry, Patrick.
Okay. All right. First of all, I'm gonna agree with you 100%. Game plan, offensive, defensively, and special teams was just absolutely horrible. I look at the defense, like you said, they only rushed 3 people, 4 people at most. And there was times where I saw the corner, I was thinking, okay, well, the corner's about to blitz. And normally that's what you call a blitz, is when the corner blitzes and you're rushing 4 from the line and it gives you a 5th person to actually, put some pressure on somebody. I'm thinking, okay, well, cool. You're working on a 3-man line. You got 2 linebackers. You're fixing to blitz a corner. So you're sending 6 people. All right. Tell me why the linebackers just get spined on Tom Brady. Like, you ain't gonna pick that dude off spine. First of all, two. How many wide receivers did he send out? He's sending out 5. 5 wide receivers. Charles, I was sitting here watching this game and I'm like, you're sitting here telling me that you're fixing to send a corner blitz. Your safety is over here on the other side. You got 1 safety in the back, and you're going to man-to-man on this. But you're sending a corner that leaves you it leaves you a safety over here and a corner over here to pick up 2 men while a 3rd one's running open. 90 times out of 100, it's Edelman going across the freaking middle of the field. You're not going to dissect a offense like that, leaving Edelman open in the middle of the freaking field. He had 9 catches for over like 120 yards. You do not. I can't even. I don't even know why I'm even sitting here watching that game. I was like, the defense plan was just absolutely horrible. 1, 2. The whole thing about what you were saying that, they don't have the personnel. Guess what? Pittsburgh, AFC Championship. You better put it out on the line. Green Bay did. What's the problem? And 3, special teams. I cannot count how many times Pittsburgh caught that ball 1 yard deep, 2 yards deep in the end zone, and they kneeled it. That is not special teams play. You bring that crap out and you try to get past the 25-yard line. Simple as that. How much money do you get paid? Get your ass across the freaking 30. Simple as that. Don't sit here and play these baby games. You played not to lose and you got your butt whipped. You don't play to lose. You do not play to lose coming into an AFC Championship against New England. You come in to whip some, you know what I mean? And with all of that said, Mike Tomlin should be smacked. He should be slapped. Because that offensive play, I can't count how many times I sit here and watch Ben Roethlisberger audible out of the initial play in that entire game. He had to do it at least 30 times. How many plays did they run? 60? He audibled 30? And all 30 of those plays were downfield throws that got them 20-plus yards. That was a bad offensive played game. It was a bad defensive played game, and it was horrible special teams. They played not to lose, and actually they played not to play. They come in and was just like, okay, well, we don't have the personnel, so New England here, take it. Go play Atlanta. I was disappointed with Pittsburgh. There needs to be some furniture moving in Pittsburgh after that. There is no excuse for when Pittsburgh played. None. I was upset.
Well, yeah. If it's a problem with personnel, or we'll start there. If there's a problem with personnel, well, then you need to go get better personnel. The GM and the coach need to talk and have, until you want to talk about some furniture moving, well, okay. You're good enough, obviously.
That needs to go.
You're good enough, obviously, to get to the AFC Championship game because you made it, okay? You made it to the AFC Championship game. But New England, they are that team. They're that consistent team in the AFC. So if that is the team you cannot beat, where I think Tomlin, as a coach against New England, is 1-6, 1-5, 1-6, something like that against New England in his career. Well, look, get you some personnel, get you some corners who can man up and blitz. That's what I said. Look, either way, if you get these corners or safeties or whoever you need, you have to call a better game plan. Bring some pressure. Again, you know the personnel you're playing with New England. Tom Brady is a pocket passer. He's not going to outrun anybody. He's not going to extend too many plays outside of the pocket. Get him off his spot. That, to me, that's a simple fix. That's a simple play call. Very simple play call. And so if there's a problem with personnel, whatever, go get you some better personnel. But that I'm with you, Patrick. I'm just disappointed on how they came out. That was definitely a play not to lose game plan. That's just awful. Really, really awful. James Harrison is your best pass rusher, and I think he dropped back in zone more than he did rush the passer.
Yep.
That's not good. That's not good at all. And Patrick, if you're getting beat, if you get beat blitzing, well then okay, then I guess you're gonna get beat anyway. Tom Brady has beaten blitzes before. That's okay. All right. I mean, if you go out like that, then all right, cool. Then I guess it was just meant for you to get beat anyway.
Better offense.
But yeah, but at least put in the effort. You can't just die a slow, painful death. That's what the Steelers did yesterday. They died a slow and painful death. They got dissected physically, mentally, and emotionally. That's what that was yesterday. And if you're Mike Tomlin and that coaching staff, I don't know how you can't help but feel you didn't go out with all guns blazing. I don't see how that feeling is not resonating in the locker room. I can't see that.
I can't either. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, like I said, I was disappointed. As a matter of fact, I was so disappointed by halftime. I was like, I mean, with Atlanta, at least I'm sitting here thinking, Aaron Rodgers is throwing it out on the line, dude. You never can count Aaron Rodgers out. The hardest points in an entire football game to get is the first 3 or 7. Other than that, it should be a little bit of a smoother sailing to get your next points. Hardest points to get is the first points. And I mean, it's like Pittsburgh wasn't even wanting to get the 7 points or the 3 points or anything. I mean, dude, there was no aggression at all. There was nothing in them that wanted to be there. It seemed like they were just content with being at the AFC Championship game. And that's just not enough. And believe me, I know what it feels like to have a team that's just content with getting there. Like you said, back in 1998, Atlanta goes in playing Denver. And what did Denver do to Atlanta, Charles? 56 to nothing. I mean,
it wasn't that bad, Patrick. It was
might as well be.
It might as well be. Yeah, you're right. But it was 34-19. Atlanta was somewhat respectable, though.
No. But that 19 came in the fourth quarter.
Atlanta was somewhat respectable. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from with it. Atlanta probably did look like they were just happy to be there. I know that year Minnesota was the favorite to get there. Remember, that was Randy Moss's rookie year. Yep. And that offense was historically good with Randall Cunningham throwing the ball to Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Jay Greed. I think Robert Smith was the running back. And you guys were able to come in there and beat them in Minnesota 30-27 to get there. And that was a shock to a lot of people.
What was it, like a 54-yard field goal, dude? My heart was like beating to my chest. I was like, oh, God, I hope you hit it. Boom. Right through the uprise. I was like, suck it, Minnesota, baby. Whoop. And then we go in the next 2 weeks later, get our butts kicked.
Well, you know what? That Super Bowl was in Miami, Patrick. So I think Atlanta was partying a little bit. As a matter of fact, if you remember the scene, Eugene Robinson had that case with the prostitute. if you remember. So
Atlanta was content with being there. And that's what I like about this Atlanta team is they're not content. They feel they deserve to be there, and that is a much different feeling. I look at the Atlanta game. They felt like this is us. We want to be world champions at this point, and I'm good with that. Green Bay, don't get me wrong. Green Bay did everything they could with what they had. They fought, but it was just too much Atlanta. Then you move over to the AFC. New England has a different mindset, is that we're expected to be here. So we're gonna be here because we're expected to do what we do. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, they were like, selfie time. Oh, we got our butts whipped? Okay, well.
Going back to Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Going back to Pittsburgh, that was
Well, Patrick, are you ready to move on to a few NBA matters before we get up out?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, Patrick, let's start with our favorite team, or favorite thing to talk about, the NBA All-Star voting. So
It's a waste of time.
Well, here's the thing with this one, Patrick. So, your favorite player, man, Mr. 50-50, as you call him, Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook?
Yep, there you go. See, you thought I was gonna say LeBron, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say LeBron. I was about to hang up.
Well, look, no, Russell Westbrook. Now, this man has I don't know, 80,000 triple doubles this year. I think it's literally I think it's 21. I think it's 20.
22. I think he's on his way to his 22nd one tonight.
All right, cool. Well,
and I'll has on those stats right here in just 1 second.
All right, then. So he has all these triple doubles. He has more triple doubles than the whole league combined. And then James Harden has 13 of them himself. So he has all these triple doubles, but yet he did not get voted as a starter for the All-Star game. That went to Harden and Steph Curry. Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, and Kevin Durant are your other Western Conference starters. So, look, Russell Westbrook's going to get on there because, they have the coaches vote and all that. And so Russell Westbrook will get in there. But I don't know how you feel. To me, for him not to be a starter, crazy to me. And people were like, well, who are you going to sit down? Well, to me, you're going to sit down Steph Curry. I'm sorry. Absolutely. You're sitting down Steph Curry. Steph Curry, he's had a good year. And, potent player, 2-time MVP. I get it. But again, it's not a lifetime achievement award. Should be a yearly award. And Russell Westbrook has been one of the top 2 players in this league this year. 21 triple doubles. I don't see how he doesn't get voted in there. To me, that's crazy. Now, about that voting pattern.
Real quick. He's got 32 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Legitimately probably is going to get his 22nd triple-double tonight. Should. He's got about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter right now.
All right. So there you go. Putting up some more numbers. Like close. And another thing, Patrick, he's averaging a triple-double this year. Averaging.
Hasn't happened since 61,
man. 61, 62. Big O. Oscar Robertson.
Oscar Robertson, man. I'm going to tell you, man, this dude going to be the second person. He's going to eventually get an average of a triple double in a career or in a season.
Now I'll give him. I'll say this, Patrick, with a caveat. He could have a quadruple double because he does turn the ball over a lot. But whatever. We're not talking about turnovers. But whatever.
That's true.
but yes, to me, you sit down Steph Curry. I mean, that to me is you're not going to sit Harden down because Harden is by a lot of people between him and Westbrook, they're your two front runners for the MVP this year so far. So, I mean, and then the other people that's just positions. I mean, Anthony Davis, he was going to be the center most likely. Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, really can't argue too much there with those positions as the forwards. So, I mean, I don't know. The All Star board. One thing I'll give the NBA here is this: they made the voting a little bit better. It's still 50% for the players. The other 25%, or excuse me, the other 50% is split between the media and the players. And basically, the tiebreaker is what lost it for Russell Westbrook because Steph Curry won in the fan vote, and since that carried more weight, that's why he was able to get in there. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know, but how do you feel about that, man? Do you agree?
No, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you a million times, man. At this point, right now, if I was to pick a point guard that I'm going to build a team around, it's Russell Westbrook, dog. I mean, he's an unselfish player, dude. When you're averaging 10 assists per game, you're averaging 10 rebounds per game. Now, granted, okay, I understand. Normally, 10 of those rebounds comes off of his first 10 shots. I know. 50-50. He gets his 10 shots in, he gets his 10 rebounds, he gets his 20 points. Normally, that's how it goes. But he's an unselfish player, man. I mean, you cannot sit here and tell me he's selfish. He's a ball hog when the guy shoots 26 shots in a game. So it's like, so right now he's got 26 shots in the game, but he's got 10 assists now. So he's got his, or no, 9 assists. Sorry. So he's got his 9 assists, but he's averaging 10 per game. That is not a ball hog. A ball hog is when you shoot 50 shots and you only have 1 assist. Kobe Bryant. Or you know what I'm saying? So, and he just got his 9th rebound. So, dude, he's literally a rebound and an assist away from a triple double tonight. So he's unselfish. He really is. He gets his points. He gets his, but he does work. I don't know how he's not above Steph Curry at this point. He should be your front runner, point guard, point blank. I mean, that's it. I don't see any. I don't see it.
Patrick, popularity contest. That's what this thing is. It's a glorified popularity contest where you have your fans. And look, let's be honest. It's casual fans. All right. So you remember we had this talk with casual fans when it came to something like whether it was some sort of an award or whatever it was. But especially for something like this, there's a lot of casual fans who are voting. And when I say casual fans, it's your fans who know a little bit about the sport, know a little bit about basketball, but they're not going to dive into all the stats, all the analytics, and all that other stuff. They're not going to sit down and actually watch the game. They're mostly going to know what they see on television at that time. And if you put on ESPN or Fox Sports or CBS Sports or any of these other stations out here, what are they showing a lot? It's a lot of Warriors out there, a lot of Cleveland Cavaliers stuff out there. That's what you're going to see on those main stations. And so the casual fan out there is seeing this and they're going to say, oh, man, Steph Curry doing this right here, hitting a 3-pointer from half court, hitting a 3-pointer as soon as he steps out of his car before he gets into the arena. Oh, yeah, man, that dude's hot. Vote for him. All-star voting.
He ain't even got his Beats headsets off and he's already shooting 3.
Yeah.
I mean, so, the dude is like still listening to his iPod. He takes his keys and shoots them into his freaking locker room. From the car. He's like, I just turn off my car and just throw my keys in the locker room. Dang, Steph, how did you do that?
Yes. Yeah. As soon as he hits it, yeah.
As soon as he hits it, dog. They're like, Steph, how you throw your keys in the locker room? I got it. Come on now. I mean, glamour stat. You've always said it, dog. It's glamour stat. Points are a glamour stat.
Yep. And so that's what it boils down to. I mean, when I saw it, I thought it was pretty garbage. Russell Westbrook was not voted in as a starter, but Russell Westbrook on top of Steph Curry's popularity in terms of what's being shown on the stations, Russell Westbrook on the court is, hey, he's a mean dude. Right? I mean, that dude, he gives the scowl all the time. He's rolling around. He's just trying to crush everything. He's trying to break rims. He's trying to do anything and everything possible to make statements. That's how he plays. And the fact he goes around there angry, it doesn't resonate well with a lot of people because, again, Patrick, we're dealing with a sensitive society here. So they want the people who want to go out there and just kind of laugh and have fun. Nothing wrong with having fun playing the game, but Russell Westbrook, no, this dude is like, nope, this is my livelihood. I'm going to put everything into it, and whoever's in the way, I'm trying to go through them. Hey,
and normally
I don't mind it. Because I'm not looking at that. I could care less how you come out there and approach the game. If you want to smile, then smile. If you want to be mean all the time, if you want to mean mug everybody, then mean mug everybody. But are you doing the job? Are you coming out there competing and bringing everything? Does anybody really play harder than Russell Westbrook does? I mean, let's think about this. I mean, I don't know. Every night. Like, is everybody consistently bringing that energy every night like Russell Westbrook? I'm going to say no.
No. I'm telling you, that's my point guard. I mean, yeah. Somebody asked me, like, I was on my way back from Vegas, and guy I was talking to asked me, he's like, best point guard. What's your opinion? Best point guard in the game? I didn't even hesitate. Russell Westbrook. He's like, there's Steph Curry, there's Chris Paul. I'm like, Russell Westbrook. He's like, well, that Russell Westbrook.
He's the best all around dude because he's the best combination of everything you can get in a point guard right now.
I mean, when I'm sitting here, I'm looking at his stats right now. He's played 35 minutes. He's 10 for 27 from the field, 3 from 7 from 3-point land, free throws 10 for 14, offensive rebounds, which is the biggest surprise to me of all. He's got 1. 8 defensive rebounds, 9 total, 9 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, 6 turnovers. Of course, he's going to turn the ball over. Yeah, I mean, no, he's doing it, and he just got his 10th rebound. So a minute left in the game, and all he has to do is hit an assist, and he got another triple double.
Wow, crazy!
I mean, it's amazing what the guy does. So anyway, that's my data. I mean, I'm upset. I mean, I think Westbrook deserves it, and he just got his 10th assist, so he's a 22 triple double.
Yeah, triple double, boy! It's breaking news. That's what I'm talking about. So
just got it. I mean, literally.
Well, Patrick, before we wrap up this show, let's talk a little bit of college basketball. So right now, it looks like you're going to have one of those years where there's not a great team that's dominating, but you have a lot of good ones, which means it's going to be a fun March when it's time for March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'm already getting my bracket ready. But right now, your number 1 team is Villanova, defending champs, looking like they haven't skipped a beat at all. They do have 1 loss for the year, which came at Butler. But looks like Villanova is going to be right there in the mix again. I think number 2 is Kansas. 3 is Gonzaga. 4 is Kentucky. Kansas and Kentucky play each other Saturday. Big 12 SEC challenge. And there's something else I'm missing. Oh, before Kansas goes to Kentucky, though, they'll have a tough game at West Virginia. So we'll see how that turns out for them. Kansas has a tough stretch coming up. They have West Virginia, then they're at Kentucky, and then they come back and play Baylor. So tough stretch for them. But like I said, man, it just looks like I think once again, man, 10 or 15 teams capable of making a run to win the national title this year, from what I'm seeing.
At least. I mean, you started. I mean, look, Gonzaga undefeated right now, right? 19-0. But I mean, you look all the way down. I mean, you got Maryland, who's 17-2 right now. There's probably 15 to 20 teams that can make a legit run. Who else? We got Creighton, 18-2.
Creighton, man, rough loss. Now they lost their point guard for the year. That's a big one.
Oh,
Watson. Yeah, that if he didn't get hurt, Creighton was looking pretty good, man. Now, I've seen a few of their games, and
yeah, I did too. There's a couple of times that kid just got on fire. Boom.
yes,
Downtown too. And honestly, their backup point guard is not.
just not at that level, man. I mean, that
He's not on
Watson
par.
is a senior too. His senior leadership qualities, lead the team in assist, and could score. That I mean, it's a tough loss for Creighton, man. Tough.
Yeah, very tough loss for Creighton. And I mean, one team. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're probably going to make a statement, but I'm gonna tell you, one team I'm not sold on is Oregon. I'm just really not sold on this team yet.
You're not sold on Oregon?
Not really. I mean, look, they've had a couple of good games, or they had a couple of hard games, but man, I haven't seen nothing that really was like. I want to see what they do against a top 10 team. And I don't. From what I've seen, I haven't seen them really play anybody that's really like truly ranked yet.
Well, they beat UCLA.
Yeah, but at the time they were ranked like 22nd.
No, UCLA was 2.
Who at that time?
Yeah, because look, man,
no, they didn't take UCLA, did they?
Yeah, man, they did. They played them earlier this year. I think it was at the beginning of the calendar year. They beat them 89-87, as a matter of fact, on a buzzer beater. And UCLA, remember, they might have the best non-conference win this year. They went to Kentucky and beat them.
Oh, yeah. They did play UCLA. Who was it that I saw? USC. That's who I saw.
And we know how you feel about USC anything.
They suck in every sport. I mean, seriously, they suck in every sport. But yeah, okay. Well, I didn't see the UCLA. I didn't know they played UCLA.
Yep. So Oregon, I think is pretty good because Oregon returned a good amount of people who made it to the Elite Eight last year. They went down to Oklahoma and Buddy Hield when Buddy Hield and them were there. So Oregon returned a good little bit. I think Oregon be all right.
I think
now,
it'll be all right. I didn't see the UCLA game, so I mean, from what I've seen, I'm just not like. I should have seen the UCLA game. That's plain and simple. I should have seen it. But yeah, I mean, let me check them out. I mean, who they got coming up? Let me look real quick. Let's see. They got Utah, Colorado, Arizona State, Arizona. I'll probably watch that one.
Yeah, that Arizona one, they just beat UCLA in LA the other day, and Arizona looks like they're going to be something to mess with too. So that'll be a good one. That's a test.
I want to see because they got back-to-back games. One against Arizona on February 4th, and then UCLA again in UCLA this time on the 9th. So I'll check them out. I'll check them out, and I'll let you know when we do our next show, and then I'll let you know. Anyway, but yeah, other than that, man, I'm kind of Villanova just rolling, dude. I'll say that Villanova is rolling. They're tough, dude. They're tough, man.
It's just a scrappy team.
Yeah. I mean, there's times where I've seen this team down 10, 11 points, man, and they come back and win by 15. I mean, they're just who was it? Creighton. They were down to Creighton, weren't they? And they came
They
back.
played I don't think they played Creighton yet. I think they played. I think they were down to
Oh, they did.
Xavier.
Hold on, they did. Give me, yeah, right here. They played Creighton. They played Creighton probably about a month ago. They won 80-70. I think they were down at the first half by like 10 points.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did. You're right. Yep. Well, and it's right there in front of you. Okay. I was thinking of the game against Xavier where they were down and they came back and won by 20.
Oh yeah, well, right here this is 24.
Okay.
25. 25.
My bad. Hey,
Yeah, they were down on that game too, which was surprising because Xavier came out firing, dude. I mean, was lighting it up, and yeah, Villanova slowed them down, weathered the storm, and put together their own storm and went on that 24 run, that point run. I was like, holy cow! Yeah, that was a mean run too. They did it in like 8 minutes too, dude. It was amazing. Anyway, okay, Villanova, man, they right now they're my favorites the favorite to win March Madness, but I mean it's just kind of mostly because they're just a hot pick right now. I mean they're hard, they're tough, dude. They're scrappy. So
well, all right. Well, shoot, Patrick, go ahead and get on out of there on that note. And thanks for tuning in, sports fans, to this latest edition of the Breath of Fresh Air webcast. Catch us on Facebook, Google Plus, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And again, those new editions are going to be coming later on this year, starting to get things back on track. They will be coming, trust me. So until later on this week, whenever we can get back on there, everybody take care and enjoy the basketball. We got a lot of time to digest the Super Bowl or dissect the Super Bowl. So we'll definitely get on that as well. Until then, everybody take care. Have a good work week, and we will see you later.